Yeah, good morning. This is the 5th of June 2011, and this is DrDave, also known as N9XT, and my amateur radio call. This is the operating position when I am resting, and it's about 7:20 in the Sunday morning, and had a good night's rest. Let's take a little tour of the yard. I'm using my wife's camera for the first time here, so I hope this turns out well. But, as we walk out here into the yard, observe my wife having breakfast. And this is the world famous DrDave barbecue. Been selling the plans for this barbecue on the internet for 12 years. Very successful. And this is the lower pond, and the view that we have from our little recliner, or chair rather. Give you another tour of the yard here. We've got timber bamboo in a variety of different places. And I've bonsaied junipers. Those are pretty big bonsais, but they look neat nonetheless. And we have orange trees, tangelo trees, avocado trees, lime trees, white nectarine trees, and more. We've got a lot of fruit trees here. About an acre of land. This is an area that I've set up for a nursery. 156-gallon tote that's fed from the lower pond continuously with a about a 300-gallon-an-hour pump. And this little guy has its own little filtration system built into it, but it's getting filtered water from the dock biofilter by virtue of the integrated system we have here. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see the baby koi or not. There's actually a few thousand of them in here, but the glare is pretty hard to see. They're 5 weeks old, about a ½ inch long. Let's continue on the path here, and I hope the glare isn't bothering too much. I started this earlier, but my camera failed me. So here we are, lower pond. Not sure what these guys are doing. They're kind of hovering around the edge. Give us a little show here, fellas. Let's fade the big white one with the red crown. She's the oldest one I have. I adopted her, actually rescued her. All these fish are rescued, as a matter of fact. I've got one sanka in here and one kohaku that are from 2 years ago's crop. But all the rest of them are rescued. And this is one of the floating islands that I created. It has a netting on the bottom to keep the koi from eating the water lettuce. And here we have my stream. Comes from the upper pond and from the dock biofilter. The dock biofilter is hidden inside this waterfall. It actually does a pretty good job taking the dirty, nasty water and producing absolutely crystal clear, pristine water coming out of that, always. And it runs 24/7. This is the upper pond, and in the upper pond, the water's a lot more still here. It's fed by a 3,200-gallon-an-hour pump from the lower pond. The water comes in up here, circulates, and goes back down through the stream here into the lower pond. So up here we also have papyrus, taro, parrot's feather, duckweed, azolla, irises, or water lilies rather, and a variety of other floating plants here. There's fish I keep up here are anywhere from 1 month old all the way up to 3 years old. And once they get about 3 years old, I move them to the lower pond. And another sitting area in our guard turkey here. He didn't do a very good job. He mostly just hangs around. It's my upper waterfall. I've been thinking I'd have had that turned on, and you'd have been able to experience the pleasant sound and view of the upper waterfall, which is fed by a 3,200 gallon an hour pump. And when I do run this, I actually have a media filter over here that I created from an old swimming pool type filter. I modified it, and I throw an element in there, much like the metallic pads. And when I run this, it's usually to clean the water. It pretty much scrubs the water very well. And I change the pad every 15 minutes. And inside of a couple hours, this pond here is all the residue that is in solution removed from it. Moving on down the pathway here, and really not a whole lot more to see. Back side of the house, we have a lot of coral trees, and this is the view walking towards the nursery shed and kind of workshop that I've created. Another one of my little inventions here is a good place to store a camper shell. I actually made a shed out of it. So when I want to use the shell, I just take it off and put it on the truck. A quick view of the growing grounds here. I keep a lot of garden pond plants available for locals. Anybody that wants taro or wire vine or papyrus, as well as other plants. I've got golden coral, or golden bamboo, and black bamboo also. And got quite a few garden pond plants, both floating in and out of the water. This is an area that I use to prepare plants and also for cleaning filter elements. I've got it set up to where the water is diverted right into the bamboo, so we don't waste any water here. And this is a shed that I actually feature on the internet as well. I designed and built this shed. Looks kind of cluttered, but it houses the baby koi. When they're ready to be sold, I bring them in here and I put them in these aquariums. The aquariums are always set up, always running, even though you don't see anything in there. They are here for hospital tank in case I ever need it. I do koi rescue, so when I bring new koi in, I put them in the hospital tank and quarantine them there. And I have these 2 30-gallon tanks on standby. They could be set up also for the baby koi. But last but not least, I've set up a I've got going here the 2 brine shrimp hatcheries. The one on the left is only been running 12 hours, so it's dark brown, and that's because the husks are still on the brine shrimp. The one on the right will be hatched or be harvested today, and it is ready to go. You can see it's kind of a reddish brown, and that means the brine shrimp are in solution and ready to be harvested. So I feed my baby koi live brine